Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the after credit scenes of Thor, Love and Thunder. Now, there are going to be some spoilers ahead. I'm going to try to keep all that to a minimum, but one of these ending credit scenes gives a decent spoiler, so I would recommend not watching this if you have not seen the movie yet. I'm warning you now, so I don't want to hear it later in the comments. I warned you. So that being said, the first ending credit scene is where we see Zeus alive. So we thought Zeus was dead because he got his own thunderbolt through his chest. Turns out he was not killed, and he's going on a little bit of a speech talking about the fact that, heroes are idolized more than gods, and gods are just jokes now, and he will make them all pay. Isn't that right, Hercules? And his son Hercules is there, ready to do whatever he needs to do to prove that he's a hero too. So that's going to be an interesting thing. So that shows that we're going to have Hercules in the mix at some point. We're not quite, I don't know where. I'm not going to lie to you, I have no idea where. Based on the movies that are coming out, Hercules wouldn't make sense to be there. That being said, that does not mean that they won't have some sort of show on Disney Plus that they haven't announced yet, where he will be there, where it would make more sense for him to basically be present. But yeah, it's just an odd thing because I'm not quite sure where they're going with that. Because Thor's on his own little thing now. I just can't. It's just something that's not making sense. I feel like it's a little late for Hercules to be here, but at the same time, I don't know. I will say this: Marvel has done a great job overall when adding these characters and doing it appropriately. I'm just stating from what we know right now, because I'm pretty sure they must have done a great job keeping it a secret, that Hercules doesn't make sense for the lineup they have right this second. But we'll be curious to see. And the Hercules we saw definitely looks like the comics, which is excellent. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does in the movies. Who is he going to go after? I would imagine Thor, but or is his mission going to be the best hero on Earth? Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see on that one. So, the second ending credit scene has to do with the fact that we see Jane Foster materializing in Valhalla, which is the afterlife for the Vikings. So, this is the second time we've seen an afterlife, because the first time was in Moon Knight, and it's already been announced in Moon Knight that there's more than one place where the dead go, based on what they believe in. So it's definitely interesting to see that. So we see Valhalla, and then we see, oh my gosh, not the Watcher, the guy who had the sword. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. He's played by Idris Elba. But anyway, he's there, and he's showing Jane Foster, and he goes, "Oh, I see you're here." She's like, "Yep. Yeah." And he's like, "I thank you for watching my son and everything." So the big thing we know from that, and this is where it's going to throw me off a little bit, is that doesn't mean Jane Foster's completely gone. Because he can use his powers for his vision to see everything that's been going on, even though he's dead. Which means that plane of existence, they can escape in some sort of fashion and then be back to life. So she's not completely gone, even though it's tough to say. She died, obviously. Spoilers, as I already mentioned. But it's just weird that we're seeing her in another plane of existence, and that she could potentially be back alive and as Thor. So definitely interesting to see what happens there. It kind of opens the door to the fact that the dead aren't really dead, or potentially, which makes a huge difference in what could be coming later in the MCU. So the movie overall was very well done. I did like it. A couple of things I wasn't a huge fan of, but overall, it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. That being said, I'm not quite positive where the MCU is going based on this movie. It's tough to tell. Granted, this is a separate part of of the MCU, where it's more of the deities and the gods, and we're seeing the more powerful side, where there might be a connection with the Eternals and everything else, but we're not quite positive on that. So that being said, there's a lot of unanswered questions, but movie overall, great. What it has led to, or what it's going to lead to, is kind of still up in the air. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I mean, one, let me know what you thought about the movie. That's first. Second, also, where do you think this movie is leading the MCU towards? Because maybe you guys have a better idea than I do. I mean, are we going to be going towards that galactic side, where we're going to have Galactus, be a part of it, where we're seeing a lot of these cosmic beings now, where that's going to be a huge problem in the MCU for the future? Or are we going in a completely different route overall? Things we're going to have to find out together. But like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great night.